Are you ready for pain? Are you ready for suffering? If the answer is yes, then you're ready.
Do you want to talk about free speech? So this happened, which has many conservatives claiming censorship. I don't know how to tell you this, but it's not censorship. If you sign a contract saying you agree to their rules when you sign up for the app. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram are all private companies who do not give a fuck about your feelings. And that's capitalism. Isn't that your favorite thing? All I hear when you complain like this is, I make a habit of using words before actually understanding what they mean. You're not being silenced. You're just awful.
Can I get kicked off of Donald Trump's Truth Social in 30 minutes or less? Well, I tried, and here's what happened. First, I made an account and I got this email saying that the website does not discriminate based off of political ideology. However, within only 15 minutes on the platform, I started to see a number of posts like this one suggesting that any post containing the phrase abortion is healthcare would automatically be censored off the site. Of course, I immediately tried to use the phrase in a series of my own posts, and they were right. Even though I got a notification that my posts went up, they never showed up anywhere on my feed or on my profile. The craziest thing about this is that unlike other social media sites, my post didn't go up, get reported by users, and then get taken down by the platform after a review. This was already preemptively coded into the website to censor all use of this phrase regardless of the context. Now, I started this project in my personal capacity, but I ended up calling my boss because I work in tech policy and this level of censorship is unheard of. He pointed out that if they've already coded the website to block one phrase, they've definitely done it for others. Now he wants me to put together a research report on other phrases that Truth Social is censoring, and I'm gonna need your help. So if you have any guesses on phrases that they may have blocked, or you know any for sure, let me know, because I'm gonna need your help getting to the truth about Truth Social.
So anyone who's confused about what white privilege is, take a look at what's happening on Capitol Hill right now. Just take a fucking look. It is insane. If that was a BLM movement, people would be dead.
Lessons in not crossing a gay man. So I just had this guy come for me and say that I was a bad influence on little boys because I wear nail polish. First of all, they're super cute. He said us gay guys only paint our nails for shock value and are teaching little boys not to be men. I said, ew, I'm gonna stop you right there, bitch. I do not paint my nails for anybody else but me. I just happen to think that color and glitter and things that are fun don't have a gender. And then his wife pops up and just goes, no, it's just sad. I said, no, what's sad is you walking around looking like a lot lizard. But the real bad influence is the way you view masculinity and raising your sons in this monochromatic grayscale reality, which is why they go into the world feeling they're entitled to things and hurt other people. My most toxic trait is that I do not believe in being the bigger person, so why don't you go fuck yourselves?
Hello, my strange little onions. You asked, so I'm delivering part 53 of creepy conservative men who come into my DMs because they think I'm a woman. From now until the holiday, they're all going to be my Easter-themed stories. Once upon a DM notification. Happy Easter, he said. Happy Easter, I said. He is risen, he said. That's when he sent me a picture of his dingling for reference. Now, a lot of you might not know how to reply to this, but I, growing up in the Bible Belt, know exactly what to say. He is risen indeed. I have never received such blasphemous vulgarity in my life, I said. LOL, he said. I did not reply. Well, he said. Still, I did not reply. You want to pluck my dingling? He said, but he did not say pluck or dingling. No, thank you, I said. I prefer to be at least 200 feet away from all lightning strikes. What? He asked. God is going to smite you for that blasphemous vulgarity, I said. How about this? Trigger warning to anyone who doesn't want Cadbury eggs to be ruined for the rest of their life. Just fast forward about 10 seconds. Want to get the cream out of my Cadbury eggs? He said. That's when I decided to go look at his page. In his bio, he proudly proclaims that Jesus is king! Crown emoji. After looking at the rest of the posts on his page, it is quite obvious he is not following that pesky socialist Middle Eastern Jew in the Bible. No. His Jesus is definitely white, Republican, and America first. I know that because there was a picture of white Jesus riding a dinosaur with the caption, "The best American who's ever lived." He also tagged his entire family in a picture of them Easter egg hunting. I normally do my best to rise above these men, but sometimes what they say about me is true. I am just a petty fire-starting bitch. And I was bored, so I chose evil. It's illegal in most states to send unsolicited, dingling pictures. It's also illegal to forward those pictures to people. Which is why I sent the screenshots on with a photoshopped modesty chocolate bunny. The smallest one I could use. "You psycho bitch!" he said. It only took about 10 minutes for him to reply. That's why you really need to be more discerning as to who you send these messages to, I said. Oh, by the way, I'm a drag queen, right before I blocked him.
Is it difficult being so beautiful and talented?
That's hard.
Really hard?
Really hard.
So, you're telling me it's hard?
It's hard.
Wow.
So I'm kind of nervous for tomorrow because I have to finally meet the parents of my students, because in summer school I have to, for one time, I have to go to the bus station and then make sure the parents drop off their kids at the correct bus, and then I take them to the actual school location where we're hosting summer school. Anyways, I've never met the parents of my students because, you know, pandemic and they weren't allowed at school. I've only talked to them through the phone and everything. So I'm kind of like nervous because look at what I'm looking like. Like I'm gonna be outside the bus ramp like this. Alright students, make sure you're on the right bus.
Hey mom, look, some surreals. Oh my gosh, what?
Okay, question. Have you ever thought about the fact that so many men hit on women in a way that would never impress women, but they seem to try to do it to impress other men? And the qualities that a lot of women do like in men, like being compassionate, respectful, empathetic, a good listener, other men degrade those characteristics and call these dudes a simp. So dudes are trying to impress other dudes in the way they relate to women instead of trying to actually impress women. Shit's fucked up.
Double cup, styrofoam pulled up. Makes you look bad in the Maybach truck. Bubble butt, cause Taylor feet up. LSD tastic stuff on the tongue. I know that I'm special, not the average type. It's so right, the cry sometime. It's gonna be okay, gonna be fine. We all gotta leave someday, and that's the of you, and I swear I do.
Bring the action.
So one time I was in the car with my dad and we were driving and we got stopped at a light, and he turns to me and he goes, you know, this is happening because this light's backed up, but then also the road that crosses us, they got really backed up, and so we're not going to be able to cross the intersection. You're probably thinking, hey, that happened like what, when you were 3 and didn't know how cars work? That was this morning. I'm 20 years old, in college, and my dad felt the need to explain to me how traffic functions. That's called mansplaining, if you didn't know.
If you can sing this without smiling, you're toxic.
Everybody know my name when I come through. Don't nobody screaming like you. I was having visions with you, doing things, switching lanes in the Beamer with you.
So my best friend and I are talking about moving somewhere together, and we brought up a couple of cities. And she says that she'll have to research how LGBTQIA friendly they are. And that's, I mean, it's not something I ever had to think about, you know? And I said something about it to her, like, how bad I feel that she has to take that into consideration. And she's like, well, at least I can hide it if I have to. Imagine how people of other races feel. And y'all, I'm crying. Like, my heart is so broken. Like, the things that we take for granted in this life, like, just to be able to move somewhere without having to think about whether or not people will accept you. I'm so sorry.
How to find out if you're a toxic, creepy man? We shouldn't be feeling unsafe while walking on the street. Just leave us alone.
You can go jogging. Ahmaud Arbery couldn't. You can shop at Walmart. John Crawford couldn't. You can play with a toy gun. Tamir Rice couldn't. You can party on New Year's Eve. Oscar Grant couldn't. You can wear a hoodie if it's cold. Trayvon Martin couldn't. You can enjoy life in your own home. Botham Jean and Breonna Taylor couldn't. You can breathe. Eric Garner and George Floyd couldn't. And the list goes on.